Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Amanda. Thank you so much for tuning in. All of the products that will be used in today's video will be conveniently linked for you in the description box below. No need to go searching for these items, just click on the link and make your purchase. Now let's get started. In honor of Father's Day coming up this Sunday, I'm going to be showing you how to make a super simple but high impact tumbler for your father, your husband, whomever you'd like to give it to. And as I mentioned, it's super simple, super fun, but again, very high impact on the look of it. So we're going to be working with a 40-ounce regular tumbler from MAKERFLO Crafts. And I love their tumblers because there is no seam on these cups. Oftentimes when I'm working with a tumbler, I forget to check that. And so when I get to the end and I put my decal on or whatever, the seam is not lined up where it needs to be, and that really bothers me. But with these tumblers, you don't have to worry about that. But you can use whatever tumbler, whatever size that you'd like. This size works really well for what we're doing. But again, you can choose to use whatever size tumbler you like. So I have already sanded the tumbler and washed it down with dish soap and water, and we're ready to get started. Now, I just went to my computer and I have this stencil. I'm not sure where I found it, but I will be sure to link that for you in the description box if you're interested in getting this stencil for yourself. I did not measure my tumbler. You can measure your tumbler and then create the stencil to your liking, to the size that it needs to be. I just created a 12 by 12 sheet of stencil vinyl and cut my stencil out on that. So when I go to wrap my cup, it's not going to cover everything, but that's okay because the type of stencil that we're doing, it's this diamond plate stencil. And so that's very easy to fill in the gaps. If you want, like I said, measure your tumbler, the height and the circumference, and then create that stencil to that size. I just wrapped my tumbler with a piece of paper, traced the shape of the tumbler, and then cut my stencil out in that shape so that it would wrap around nicely. And then, like I said, I just filled in the gaps. But I don't know, that may be the most difficult way to do it. Who knows? I'm sometimes guilty of making things harder than they are. So, if you want to measure, once again, feel free to measure. So moving on from that, we're just placing our stencil vinyl on the tumbler. And you can notice I have not painted this cup at all with anything because we're doing the diamond plate. I want that stainless steel showing through and looking like metal. So that's why this tumbler is so simple and so quick and easy, because you're not going to be using a lot of paint and we're not doing glitter and all that. So, and then I'm going to tape off the bottom of the tumbler because I do not want that part painted. So once your stencil is on your tumbler, you're going to tape off the bottom and then go ahead and paint the top portion.
Close your eyes and let down your defenses. You are safe here now in the Father's love. heart. Let the mercy take you over. You are home here now, in the Father's love. And never will I walk away, for nothing brings me pleasure more than just to sit and stay close to you. Every morning when you wake, you'll see my light still shining, and you know you're safe here in the Father's love. Rest your heart, let the mercy take you over. You are home here now, in the Father's love. Never will I walk away, for nothing brings me pleasure more than just to sit and stay close to you. Every morning when you wake, you'll see my light still shining, and you know you're safe here and you'll know you're safe here. You know you're safe here in the Father's love.
I chose this really pretty red. I thought, toolboxes are often red metal, and so I just thought that went really well. So now, once your paint is on your tumbler, you can either let it dry for a little bit and then remove the stencil, or you can remove the stencil immediately. It's totally up to you. However, for this project, I did let my cup dry overnight, and then worked on it the next day. And I didn't have any issue with the paint peeling up from once I removed my stencil. But again, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you're used to doing, do that. And then once your stencil is removed, go ahead and remove the tape from the bottom of the tumbler, and we're ready for our next step. Now, this tumbler is going to have only 2 to 3 coats of epoxy, because we can do a majority of the work on this tumbler all at once. So, because we're not adding glitter and we're not doing a whole lot of different paint and that sort of thing, once it's painted and you've removed your stencil, there's no need in putting epoxy on for this next step. In fact, it's better if you don't, because for this next step, we're going to be using Rub and Buff. And I'm not sure if you've ever heard of this product or what. It's been around for a long, long time, but it's really good to use on metal and on glass when you're doing etchings and things like that. Um, so I'm just going to use the natural stainless steel of the cup as kind of a fourth color, if you will. And I'm going to use these other three colors of the rub and buff. And I'm just taking a gloved finger and rubbing it on the cup. I'm mixing the different colors and kind of patting to get some texture. And what we're going for here is like a patina look. Um, a lot of garages have toolboxes and metal tools and whatnot that are old and patinaed, and that's sort of what we're going for here. So once that is done, then look how good that looks. I just love it so much. This is so simple, and I don't mean to keep saying that, but it's so simple, and yet I love how this cup turned out. Oh my goodness. So now we're ready. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and do some more decoration before adding our first coat of epoxy. So for this step, you can either use vinyl or whatever you like. I am using electrical tape. Um, Again, you can use black vinyl and get the same effect. It will look very similar, but I wanted to use actual electrical tape. And we're just going to cut off little pieces and place randomly around the bottom of the tumbler and sort of working a little bit up the top of the tumbler, not too much. We're not going to go crazy with it unless you just want to. You can add as much or as little as you like, but I just added a few pieces. And then I did seal this, however. The electrical tape, it's not quite as sticky as vinyl would be, so it did sort of want to peel up easily once I placed it on the tumbler, but I just sealed it with Rustoleum's 2x clear spray paint. And then once that was dry, I did go ahead and add my first coat of epoxy, which was about 40 milliliters. And then once that has cured, you're ready for your decal. And this is what's really crazy. All along, I knew I wanted to put on the tumbler Mr. Fix-It. And ironically, when I was looking through my fonts, I was looking for some kind of like tool themed font or wood. My initial thought was actually a wood font, a font that would look like wood. But then I went to Creative Fabrica and I found this tool themed font. And ironically, it was called Mr. Fix-It. So I thought, I can't not go with this font because that was just too ironic. But anyway, and then once I thought about it, I was like, I think I'm going to add again after the word Mr. Fix-It because it's, oftentimes we think we have something fixed and then a little while later it breaks again and we have to fix it again. So I thought that was super cute and just kind of like a little lighthearted play on dads, how they try to fix things and then have to fix it again. So, but anyway, so that is it. Now, I do need to add one final coat. I hope it's my final coat of epoxy. But I have gone ahead and cleaned up the rim of the tumbler. I still need to sand the rim and, like I said, add my final coat of epoxy. If that coat of epoxy turns out smooth, then that can be my final coat. If not, I will add one more final coat of epoxy. But other than that, this cup is done. And I wanted to go ahead and get this out before Father's Day, hopefully to give you guys some inspiration. If you do recreate this, please tag me. I would love to see your spin on it, your take on it, and let me know what you think about it. I really thought it turned out just, I don't know, it's probably one of my favorite cups. And I know we Tumbler creators say that a lot, but as simple as it was and no glitter, I still think, I don't know, it's one of my favorites. So once again, let me know what you think about it. And I hope you've enjoyed this super simple and fun tumbler for dads. I hope everyone has a wonderful Father's Day with your fathers or your husbands. And I just hope everyone has a blessed week. And thank you so, so much for tuning into my videos. I cannot express how much it truly means to me that you're watching my videos. So, with that being said, again, have a blessed day and thank you so much.
Close your eyes and let down your defenses. You are safe here now in the Father's love.